A young child's digestive system is not as developed as a teen's or an adult's. For this reason, we'll often see more variation in bowel movements with children. Sometimes, children will have bouts of constipation. Symptoms of constipation may include straining to poop or less than one bowel movement a day. Constipation can be the result of irregular meal times, constant snacking, or emotional stress, both positive and negative. It can also be the result of not enough fiber or liquid in your child's diet. Constipation can also occur during illnesses, especially illnesses with fever. Your child's body may be burning up the fluids that would normally be contained in the stool. This can be equally true if your child is constitutionally running hot. Children with robust constitutions, high energy, and a flushed appearance may also tend toward constipation for the same reason that a child may get constipated during a fever. They may need more fluids to keep their systems well hydrated and their poops moving. Finally, we'll often see constipation that is associated with children who also have a tendency toward coughs and colds. Chinese medicine draws a correlation between the functioning of the lungs and the functioning of the large intestine. This is a correlation that Western medicine can't yet explain. Clinically, however, I see this often. If you notice that your child both tends toward lung-related illnesses and toward constipation, a Chinese medical practitioner may be able to strengthen both systems simultaneously with acupressure and herbs. The occasional bout of constipation can be treated by simplifying and regulating your child's food intake, digestive massage techniques, and adding a couple of food remedies into your child's diet. If constipation is a constant state for your child and not just an occasional consideration, please check with your primary care physician to check for underlying causes. One of our favorite remedies for constipation is massage. The basic digestive massage of tummy circles and spinal rolling administered daily can help regulate the bowels. I like to do it right before bed, but any time that you can get your child to relax with you is a good time. One of the most effective ways to relieve constipation and stimulate healthy digestive function is also one of the easiest. First, have your child lie down comfortably on his back. Then, with the pads of your 4 closed fingers or the palm of your hand, gently push while rotating your hand to make medium-sized clockwise circles around your child's belly button. Continue in a clockwise direction 50 to 100 times, or for a few minutes. You can follow this motion by gently pushing your hands apart along your child's belly for another few minutes, or 50 to 100 times. My son has always loved to receive tummy massage, and to give it. When he was little, he would call it belly-sage. When you're finished with this, and still have your hands at your child's belly, move your fingers up to the area located on the midline of your child's belly, halfway between her navel and the bottom of her sternum. Using the pad of your thumb, gently apply pressure and rotate your thumb clockwise for a few minutes, or a couple hundred times. Another great point for constipation is located on the belly at the level of the belly button. Press on both sides of the belly button at the area about even with the nipple line. You can press and rotate here gently for a few minutes, maybe 100 times, to promote digestion and the passage of a stool. Once you're done with your belly-sage, or if your child is really ticklish on their tummy, you can try this one. Go to your child's palms, holding them in front of you in a comfortable position for you both. Begin making circles around the inside of the palm with your thumb, going clockwise on the right hand, counterclockwise on the left. Continue rotating for at least 100 times, or a couple of minutes. If your child's constipation seems to come with a belly that's hot to touch, or your child tends to be flushed, sweaty, or overheats easily, there are a couple of areas you can add to help your child clear heat out of his system and bowels. While your child's palms are still open in front of them, trace a line from the inside of your child's elbow down to the wrist, along the side of their pinky finger. Another great point for constipation that comes with fever or a hot constitution is located on the other side of the inside elbow. Here, you'll want to massage the area directly between the outer crease of the elbow when the elbow is bent and the thumb's facing out, and the funny bone. Often, this one is going to feel tender when you found it, and may even get red in the area with only moderate to gentle pressure. As long as your child is comfortable, this is a good sign that your child's body is releasing heat and the point is getting stimulated. On the outside of the arm, about 4 of your child's closed fingers from the wrist crease, between the 2 bones of the forearm, you'll find a great point for constipation. If you have magnets, you can also place them here and even leave them overnight. Finally, you've seen it many times before in other sections, but an incredible point to regulate digestion is located on your child's lower leg, about 4 of your child's closed fingers from the base of the kneecap, on the outside of the tibia bone, the bone that runs down the center of the leg. Often you'll feel a slight depression here the size of a dime. You can massage this point or place a magnet on it. This point is great for all kinds of constipation. If your child tends to be frail, pale-complected, and prone to sickness, you may consider placing a warm buckwheat pillow or warm hot water bottle over this area. If your child's abdomen feels cool to touch and she's constipated, you may also try placing the hot water bottle or warm buckwheat pillow on the area of her lower abdomen. Massage in general serves the function of relaxing your child, often a key component in encouraging a bowel movement. I'll often notice an increase in constipation when a child is undergoing some kind of change, either emotionally or physically. Stay aware, as a parent, of what may be impacting your child's ability to let go. If you can, notice and address it, and you can help them to allow themselves to let things flow. When your child is constipated, one of the first things you can also try at home is to increase your child's fluid and fiber intake. Beneficial fluids include water, juice, soups. Fiber includes vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. As these make their way through your child's intestine, they help to lubricate and create a bulkier, easier to pass poop. Some other simple food remedies that you can use are prunes or prunes soaked in water. I recommend starting conservatively until you know how your child's system will react. If your child's poops get too loose, it's a good sign to cut back. Initially, you can start by adding boiled water to prunes and then having your child just drink the water. Another remedy for constipation, especially if you notice your child straining with bowel movements, would be to add oil to their diet. Flaxseed or coconut oil, 1 to 2 teaspoons, up to 3 times a day, can help to ease evacuation. A note about preparation. Flaxseed oil should not be heated, but it can be added as is to smoothies, oatmeal, cereal, vegetables, rice. It has a mild nutty flavor. Coconut oil can be used for cooking. It can also be spread directly onto nut-buttered whole grain bread, which is a favorite snack in our family. Dark leafy vegetables will also help, in part because they provide good fiber, and in part because they're high in magnesium, a nutrient that also helps promote good bowel movements. A great sauce on top will help with getting your child to eat them. Another way for your child to get magnesium is to have your child take an Epsom salt bath. Epsom salts are really magnesium sulfate. Gentle exposure to magnesium through your child's bath water can often stimulate a bowel movement within a couple of hours. Epsom salts can be purchased cheaply at your grocery store or drugstore. All you need to do is add 1 cup for every 6 inches of warm water. An Epsom bath can also relax your child. And like we talked about, that's a really important component in promoting healthy poops. A warm congee breakfast with flax seeds is not only yummy, but it will help to keep your child regular. Congee is a type of porridge eaten really commonly in many Asian countries. It traditionally calls for rice, but other grains such as millet work nicely as well. You'll combine 1 part rice, or brown rice or millet, to 6 parts of water, and cook it for at least 6 hours or overnight in a crock pot. For example, if you're using half a cup of grain, you'll use 3 cups of water. 1 cup of grain would be 6 cups of water. Add to your crock pot and on low to medium heat, and that's it. In our house, we add high-grade maple syrup when we serve it in the morning to sweeten it. One final supplemental way to encourage bowel movements and good digestive health in general is through probiotics, beneficial bacteria that populate our intestines, doing everything from helping us to break down food to fighting infection. Probiotics can be taken in food forms, such as in yogurt, or as supplements. Look for Lactobacillus acidophilus, sometimes just called acidophilus, or Bifidobacterium bifidum. For younger children, you can also add 1 or 2 capsules of probiotic to their bath water for some gentle exposure.